Hey there, fellow shipbuilders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship. Episode 44, Expanding on the New Wings. So we've got, how many grav light panels now? Almost 300? That'll be pretty good for a renovation. And while Mag is destroying this turret, ooh, you know, probably headed to the blast door is gonna wake up some threats. Gotta be careful about that. Jesus! Literally jumped at me the moment I finished hacking. Wasted not a second. Alright, let's trigger the hunter trap with gunner support and try to have them not blow it up on their face like they usually do. Ta-da! Okay. That drone is gotta be neutralized. So a whole bunch of nothing in there. Frenchie, what are you doing? You're grabbing... Oh, hello. Another hunter trap. Let's neutralize. Ah, an uplink. And we're almost through. So there's that drone up there that needs to die, and then the uplink that will get hacked, and then a few other doors. So I'm going to take this drone out before it ends up ganking someone. There we go. Alright, Meg is close to a mental break, so I'm going to give her a break. Oh, there's one more drone. Nope, sorry, I lied. And the drone's pretty close to Liara, so... must be cleared. Oh, the drone came out of there too. Alright, let's skip away. They're really trying to gank me, aren't they? Alright, Mag, if you just, like... Okay, you don't need enough food to eat, never mind. Oh, damn it! Like, every turn! No, hold up. Don't shoot yet. There you go. Everywhere I go... This has been, like, the worst facility I've seen. It's just so full of, like, hack doors and traps everywhere. And so many drones. I think we ended up killing 20 drones? Feels like a lot. And all of that was like 2 boxes of I mean, there was some Luciferium, I guess, but like there wasn't a lot of loot here. Oh, are you kidding me? Alright, come here, Breakfire. Ow. Okay, we done? Like, we finally done? Yes. Alright, facility's cleared. And, we'll clear out the rest of the ruins before leaving. But yeah, that was definitely annoying. So we'll need to hack the uplink. And then once Mag is in a better mood, have her poke about all the unexplored rooms to see if we can get more maps. A prison break of Deer and Krika. Okay. How'd that go? You got brain damage now? Yes, you do. You don't. What to do about Krika? We could cure Krika the same way we're curing Skyra. Or... Because Krika and Deer were both set to be colonists, but... Should we punish Krika? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Kind of a waste of a shock lance, but, you know. That's more or less what they're for, aren't they? Alright, Skyra's popping out in about just a few seconds. Getaway Alpha, or Gateway Alpha. So another orbital loot location. And a uranium asteroid found. Okay. I wanted a plasteel one, but, you know, uranium's not terrible. You missed the offense, what are we punishing for? Trying to escape. I'm gonna wait for the skull crack and bruise to heal before entering the regen cycle, because I don't want the thing to heal the wrong problem. Meg, you are ready to explore. Cyclops. Leave it alone if we can. Okay, Skyra, you're now ready to enter again. It'll take a while, but she'll be all cured at the end of this. Unfortunately, it was my crafter. It's all the reason I gave her the Cataphract helmet pretty early on. Because the game, I know the game, it has a tendency to knock your crafter's brain dead. That's exactly what it did. Alright, so all the ruins have been searched. We are all set to go. You guys think we shouldn't punish Krika? Well, I'm disappointed in you all, but, you know, whatever. I can't... I'll allow it to pass this time. So let's go ahead and hop out of here. I don't think there's really anything left for us to loot. So launch. And the plan was, now that we have Extender, I want to go somewhere where it's easy to amass food and stuff. So I'm going to check the point of interest over here. I don't care about ruins. Or fjords. Increase animal life, Wild Tinctoria, Abandoned Colony. I like that. Current priority is expand the ship, refuel, hunt, and then head to Frozen. So this map tile has Wild Tinctoria, as well as an abandoned colony. So the abandoned colony had drugs and fruit and stuff. That's nice. If we're doing a ship expansion, we're going to want... Ooh, plasteel too. We are going to want to be close to steel to mine as well. So this is a pretty fortuitous tile to be on, I think. going to be a while before we start using plasteel again, because Skyra's going to need to recover. But she's in the pod for 8.5 days until her brain gets fixed. The psychoid is just about ready to be harvested, so let's just do that. The heal root's close. That's about it. Okay, so, hunting? Check. Wood gutting for chem fuel. Check. Making chem fuel out of wood. In progress. Changes to the ship. So, the field extender that we have here, I'm going to put here and here as the first two tiles. Pulse charge munitions just got researched. Let's research beam weapons. And while you look at that, we have beam weapons. Alright, next up, let's get our skin hardening. Alright, so this extender will go there, and this extender will go there. And now you can see the space we have to work with. So here's the plan. The plan is, I have what, just shy of 300 tiles? Let's do 68-ish. Like there and there. And then we can also taper this off. So, if I want a, like that. Yep. Okay. It's more or less what I had in mind. Cool. Do I need more dye? Well, here's the thing. I landed on this map tile because it had wild Tinctoria. One of the reasons. I mean, there was a lot of reasons. So if I need more dye, there's plenty of dye to grab. There's also uranium. Wow, this map tile's great. So if possible, I would like to have a lot of the new additions be made with uranium. Mag. Not that I expect there to be any enemies in here, but let's see if there's cool loot. It's probably just going to be like tribal clothing, because that's what it always is. Hey, look at that. Well, no, synthread, that's not tribal clothing. Psychoid leaves. A random bunny. And tribal clothing. Ish. Krika. You have no resistance. So Air Dog, as soon as Convert comes off cooldown, we'll try to hit Krika up with the conversion. Lara, there's really not much for her to be doing here. So I might also, while we reinvent the ship, have her do a age reversing cycle. Because I don't see that her presence is immediately needed. So one of the things I'd like to do is to move the scanner here. So it's not, because this is kind of like prime real estate and also somewhat in the way. And then maybe move the telescope there. If I'm doing that, we'll want to enclose the telescope. So I'll modify the room a little bit. It's expensive. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finish the scan for the next plasteel lump and then move it. That makes the most sense. And this way, this can be a prison, which makes the most sense because it's right at the entryway of our base or our kill box or whatever, so we can easily capture. Quickly capture. And the graphical extender could stay there, I guess. I was kind of thinking of, well, we'll see. But all this extra space will be good for, like, bedrooms and other, ship facilities. Frenchie, I want you to harvest these trees. They're the most in the way. It also means that I might go back and remove some of the internal uranium walls that don't need to be uranium anymore. It'll be pretty nice to have the ship expansion also allow for you know, tougher external walls. There we go. We've got a very convenient long-range mineral scanning bay. Let's run conduit out around the ideology room and the bedroom so that things can plug in easier. And then the idea is pretty straightforward, just to run the uranium walls out like that, and then probably move the uranium door there, giving it maybe like one little dock out, something like that. Or actually, yeah, like this. Even better. Remove roof. Done. Speaking of remove roof, I can also reclaim, and this is a little weird, but I can reclaim 2 tiles here where the small engines are. Can't hurt. And let's go ahead and mimic what we have on the other side out of uranium. So they're the same on both sides. So the idea here is to have an airlock door, like that. Yeah, that'll work. Nice and tough and hard to get through. Or we can also have a vac barrier built in. So all this new stuff is uranium, and one of the designs that I'm going with is anything made of uranium is dyed purple, so that I can identify where my armor is and isn't. Oh, I did that wrong. Okay. Just gotta get rid of that one. I really wish uranium stood out against steel a little bit better. It's like virtually impossible to see the difference. Just about the same tint. Oh, a solar flare. How lovely. There goes all the hunting meat. Spoil timer. Cranking up. You can see the new ship profile is gonna, you know, allow for more space, more facilities, and the like. Alright, let's change these walls to be steel. We don't really need them to be uranium anymore. Nice chunky ship. It's big. I don't know, I wouldn't call it a chunk. It's not like a brick ship, like you sometimes see. At the very least. All right, how's the growth rate? That's a lot of corn, I just realized. Not quite grown enough. Getting there, though. All right, these new sections will also sport... What's my uranium at now? 365? Will sport uranium doors. And then a vac barrier, which will means that these doors and vac barriers will be obsolete. I'll destroy the vac barriers first, and then the doors. All right, Liara, I did mention you aren't really needed, so we'll do another age reversal cycle. Which is a way for you to, like, have some R&R, I guess. And I think I'm out of Tinctoria. So I'm happy to have landed on a wild Tinctoria tile, so I'll be able to top up, no problem. Sweet. Looking good. So the idea behind this is so that we have more spaces to put, like, slaves and prisoners and the like. Probably moving prisoners in here. I can't imagine wanting too many prisoners at once. And then slaves can be here. So what I really like to do is to get the long range, get the guaranteed find, because removing this now doesn't yield guaranteed find. It would, like, waste the effort. So that's a big one. Oh, that's ready to harvest. So it is. As far as... Oh, God. You are gonna... How... What do you want? Food poisoning? Saboteur. I knew it. So if you really want a guaranteed find, I'm just going to only allow the long-range mineral scanner so that we can break it down and move it. This map tile, one of its shortcomings... Well, actually, if there's... No, this is totemic granite. That's totemic marble. I was going to say, there isn't a lot of... There isn't the right stones that we want to be able to rebuild. Because we use slate and marble. But there is some marble here that we can recover. Not a whole lot of it, though. But totemic marble is like a 20 marble tile. So it's a lot of marble in those few spots. I believe the same is true of the totemic wood boards too. Right, but it's like 10 per tile, which is kind of a lot. Yeah, and the wood is 10 a piece as well. Alright. How are we doing for resources? So meat looks fine. Steel's a little low. Plasteel is quite low, even after getting the plasteel. Oh, we haven't gotten that plasteel. That explains it. Chem fuel is about half. Offer, thanks for all the gifted subs. Holy moly. I'll drink to that. Okay. Update. Home zone. Because the new expansions are filthy as hell. We're also going to want some light. Get rid of the old auto doors because they're no longer needed. And then we have to decide exactly how we're going to populate these new spaces. So one thing that I know that we're going to want, let's get rid of this skull here. And maybe this one. We need another bookshelf case because we got some maps in the last landing and we don't have anywhere good to store them. So one of the plans is to have a slave quarter. I was thinking of having the slave quarter here. The problem is the amount of disturbed sleep that we're going to amass putting slaves here It's kind of bad, but I'd rather have them nested far away from the exit door so that if they do try to escape, it takes longer for them to get out. So I think that makes sense. Air dog, let's convert Krika. Which means these spaces here, I don't have like an immediate plan for them. Oh, speaking of which, if I am in... Oh, it's fine, never mind. I was going to say if I'm in the pod here, who's wardening, but there's plenty of people doing that. I'm trying to be patient for them to finish their search, but it is taken forever. Yeah, I like how you guys are agreeing the sexiness of the ship, full of psychopaths. It's, this ship is pretty deeply cursed, in, like, the best way possible. So all that new totemic marble, I don't really know where to put it. I'll just hold on to it for now. Oh, there's even more uranium ore? Oh, no, I have it queued up. We just haven't mined it. So Skyra, 6 days. Liara, 1.6 days. Almost all the things that need dye have been dyed. Nice. Another thing that we could potentially do, and obviously I would want Liara out of the age pod first, is we could do some local trades. I wouldn't mind getting more Psycasts and the like for Liara. Give her more power. Sounds good to me. So another thing that I think would be fun to have is Liara have access to her own private, so the styling station definitely can be pulled out of her bedroom so it doesn't disturb sleep when people want to use it. And then have her have the comms console in her bedroom. Because she is the ship mistress. I mean, she's the only one that really needs to talk to anyone, right? She's the boss. But I was going to maybe nest it in its own private room, much the way that her Biosculptor pod is. So I'll work towards that for her benefit. It also means that we'll be able to accommodate another biofuel refinery. Because having 2 biofuel refineries might be better, just because of like how slow it is to process just the one when we're trying to refuel. Does the comms console mess with royal requirements? Not if it's in its own room like that. Alright, let's see. Frenchie. Let's have you start cleaning. Pretty soon, well, let's sugar it now. I'm gonna stop the chop wood and cut plants and queue up some more harvests, because we have just tons and tons of stuff here to harvest. And this will make for lavish meals or something. That's a lot of corn, though. Okay, there we go, finally. Distant plasteel spotted. Build roof. Move the chair. And then the prisoners are going to be put in here. So if the prisoners are going to be put in here, I'm going to put it a steel door. I'm also not going to have a vent. Because if we have a depressurization, there's one thing that I can guarantee, and the guarantee is essentially prisoners will never have vac clothing on So I'd rather have the prisoners not wear clothing in that case, because if they're wearing clothing, they're going to die. Or if they're rather venting, they're going to die, I should say. So we'll move them over yonder. That'll be a lot easier to keep them well behaved. And then this will become the slave room. The slave room might need to be larger at some point. That's fine. Yo, no, actually take them. Okay, there we go. And we'll put the heater in there. So slave room. Let's get that going. Arms bed, Ink's bed, Frenchie's bed. Balkans Trader. Oh, that's convenient. Alright, in here, I'm going to expand the prison a little bit. Well, before I do that, I should rework this door into a wall, just so that we have a little bit more space for the prisoners. And Lara should be popping out. Is she already out? Not quite, but she'll pop out in 15 hours. I might need someone to do trade on my behalf until she's out. Unfortunately, nobody else has any semblance of social skills besides her, which is a little rough, but, you know, whatever. Okay, this has slate tile flooring. I can move the wood and steel out of the stockpile into the side area of the bedrooms. Yes, I could have, like, raw resource stockpiles over here. If I did that, I do have granite blocks as a good shelf material, I suppose. So let's consider that. 1, 2, 3... Because it's not stuff that I would ever really sell, because it's not worth selling. And to that end, I could even move the... Oh, that's the art bench. The stonecutter bench here to facilitate that. So this becomes its own, like, micro workshop. So all of these shelves link together. And this is going to be the preferred for... stone blocks, obsidian, steel, wood. I'm still going to keep uranium and plasteel in this core. And that should tidy this up considerably. Will the bulk goods trader still be here in 12 hours? I hope so. Because I wanted Liara to be the one to do the trade. Yeah, that's a workshop. Okay. Looking good. Prison barracks is a little bit nicer. This should be a slave barracks. I'll assign the beds. I forgot to. Ink. Frenchie. Chem fuel, how are we looking? Getting better. We're starting to do the high priority hauls to bring everything back in. Just in case Liara doesn't get out in time, let's go ahead and see what they have to sell. Because if there's like a deal that I can't pass up, I'm going to want to buy whatever it is just in case. So they do have dyes, but that I could pass up. That doesn't really matter. No, they don't really have anything that, like, I'd kick myself if I wasn't able to purchase, so ultimately I don't really care. If they leave before Liara wakes up, not a big deal. So this wing over here, there's a whole bunch of things that we could do in that spot, I guess. One thing is we could certainly expand our pilgrimage room. But I'm trying to think of like other ideas for this space that makes sense. We could have an armory to put our best weapons and armor in there so that we can gear up. We could move like the batteries in there and the infinite chem reactor to open up space around the throne room, because the throne room got a little cramped and it could change. But if you guys in chat have any ideas for that space, just throw them out. I'd like to hear what you have thoughts. Okay, Lara is out. Lara, before we lose the opportunity to trade, let's do it. Sell on the packets of ramen meals. I'm going to buy chocolate. Sell the insect jelly. I will buy Nutramine. That's way more than they can afford. I'll buy the dyes. This is a good way to get rid of some of the crummy clothing that we've got. Man, they really don't have anything to buy. I could buy steel, but that feels stupid. Okay. We're at 91. That's fine. Dismissed. Expand the room to have better rec items, like billiards and poker. Yeah, but that if I did that, I wouldn't need to build in here. I could just put that in the throne room. I do agree with that. That seems very, very reasonable. In fact, let's do a jade billiards table here. I mean, it perfectly fits. And then once I have a little bit more jade, we can do a jade poker table. Is there jade on this map tile? Nay. Put a greenhouse in there? We don't generate enough power for that, but it's not a terrible idea to grow things that Liara would want, like materials for drugs, to keep her happy. I certainly can see the value in that. What is going on? So this is important, but not stone blocks, not wood, not steel. Because this was... Oh, or obsidian, I guess? I'm going to keep obsidian in the main stockpile. Not that I have any of it. There we go. So now this will start filling up. Yep, still brainstorming. And I think our next hop will be landing on that distant plasteel, because Skyra should be out of that pod soon, and then we have use of the plasteel that we'll be gaining. I mean, one funny idea would be to put like solar panels there, so that we have like passive power generation. I don't think it's all that necessary, given the you know, the condition of our current ship. I don't really need that. Alright, so there's our 2 biofuel refineries. And that should help us refuel our chem tanks a lot faster. The person that should finish this would be Aram. He's the best constructor. Wow! You suck. I mean, it's technically better than the horseshoe pin, but like, not by much. The rec power here is 100%, the rec power here is 130%. Yikes. the alerts break again? Probably. They've been really wonky recently, so cheers. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow pilgrims.